Go back in action for another edition of KFTV Postgame Live. Knicks back at home at the Garden looking for two in a row and a little revenge over the Hawks, who embarrassed this Knicks team just a few weeks back. And they would get it in pretty easy fashion, man. Julius Randle turned back the clock. They said he was COVID Julius out there against the Hawks, no less, with a dominant performance. 19 of his 34 points in the third quarter. Seemed like it was as wide as the ocean for Julius, man. Easy one, 34 points, 6 of 12 from downtown, 17 boards. And how about Quentin Grimes, who chipped in with 23 points, 5 of 7 from downtown on 8 of 11 shooting. Knicks win easy, man, 113-89. We're going to talk about it, get your reactions to the game, and some news coming through today. Cam wants out of there. We got to hear from the fans, man. Cam Hive is down bad. They are bleeding, and we got to talk about it, man. 657-383-1509, or hit us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Knicks win easy, Al. Easy money, man. And you know what? This one was, right from the jump. Knicks came out. I thought their defense was good. Give credit to Quentin Grimes. I liked his defensive energy out there on Trae Young, harassing him all night, wasn't giving him an inch. And, look, Trae had his moments, but overall, Quentin Grimes, man, was excellent tonight. And most importantly for him, his shooting is coming back, man. 5 of 7 from downtown for Quentin Grimes, 23 points. I loved his drives. He had a couple of nice passes, one in particular to Mitchell Robinson. I like the fact that in the third quarter, when he hit one, Julius came down and found him again for another one, so he hit back-to-back threes. That was a nice sequence there in the third. And, overall for Julius, you look around on this Hawks lineup, there was not a man out there that could see Julius on the one-on-ones. Hawks did try to go to a zone. Knicks had some issues there, but overall it was a very easy night on both ends for the Knicks, man, led by Julius and Quentin Grimes. What were your takeaways?
Yeah, man, it also helps, we have to acknowledge that DeJounte Murray went down in the beginning of the game, right?
Yeah.
Injured his ankle, but the Knicks defense decided to show up tonight because you look at the other side, you look at the Atlanta Hawks. They shot 37% from the field. They shot 17% from three. When you have numbers like that, you're not going to win a basketball game. And conversely, the Knicks were just hot from all over. They shot 45% from the field tonight. They shot 47% from three as well. And it really goes down to Julius Randle and Quentin Grimes. They balled out tonight. I mean, Grimes went 8-11 from the field, man. That's just,
it's great.
When you get that type of production, you can see why this is Tom Thibodeau's type of guy, right? Gives you defense, gives you scoring. He struggled to find his shot at the beginning of the season, but understandably so. Coming back from an injury, it's going to take some time for him to get into rhythm, but this is the type of player that you're hoping that you can get for the remainder of the season, because this team needs shooting, man. We need some three-point shooting. Went 5 for 7 from three. That helped open up the floor a little bit for someone like Julius Randle, even RJ. RJ didn't really have a good game tonight, but barreling down the lane to draw some fouls to get to the line, it opened up a little space for them. You hope you get more three-point shooting, especially from Brunson and RJ when everything starts clicking. But between Grimes and Randle, man, those were the two stars of tonight.
Those were the guys, man. And as you said it, game storyline, DeJounte Murray did leave the game early in the first quarter when he landed on R.J. Barrett. Looks like he injured his ankle. Hawks were also down John Collins, so they were down 2 or 3 starters. And, once Murray went out, I didn't see the Knicks would have any issues with this game. I mean, the energy in this game was kind of zapped once Murray went down. But they did what they needed to do, got an easy win. And got the job done, man. 113-89. A second straight game where they're holding an opponent to under 90 points. And again, even though this was an undermanned Hawks team, probably the worst three-point shooting team in the league, that certainly helped the Knicks. I still think overall their defensive effort was much more disciplined and solid all the way around.
Yeah, look, you got to play who's in front of you. Look, and they even made Trae Young struggle from three tonight. Look, he went 0 for 4. So if you can stop the engine for the Atlanta Hawks, you're doing something right. Yeah. And we saw that Grimes was on him. I thought when it was Brad and I talking for the game of the week preview, I was worried with DeJounte Murray because he was the guy that was the catalyst for that comeback against the Knicks, the first matchup, right?
Mhm.
And with him on the court, you had to think like, okay, so you're gonna have Brunson on Trey because there's nobody else you would want Brunson to defend tonight,
Yeah.
just from height perspective. And then I was thinking you have to put then Grimes on Murray. With Murray going down, that allowed Tibbs to then put Grimes on Trey Young and then start putting who was I think they put Holiday up there.
Yeah.
So then you're able to put Jalen Brunson on Holiday, and you could go back to hiding Jalen Brunson defensively. So that was a bit of a struggle, man. This is where once again it goes back to you have Grimes, a defender. You see how he's active, but I also liked how Tibbs went to Emmanuel Quickly. You saw Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes,
Yeah.
and Miles McBride. That is 3 solid perimeter defenders. And you see with Tibbs, we're going to talk about it later. Losing Cam, Rose, and everybody from the rotation. But when you have a poor shooting team like the Knicks, you got to rely on defense in order to stay in these games, and that's what he's been relying on. Those 3 guys, and you see how even McBride on Trey Young, causing Trey to have some problems.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, you saw Grimes on Trey. You saw Quickly getting some of that assignment, and then McBride as well. And defensively, the 3 of those guys were definitely getting after it. I liked how they were sharing the ball. I just think, Tibbs has shortened this 9-man rotation. We'll get to the Cam stuff in a little bit. But I do wonder how this unit will complement each other offensively when you really need it. And I wonder who from the starters will get that minute with those 3, because I'm not sure if, an entire second unit with Grimes as a starter, but you put an Obi in that mix and then you put in Hartenstein. I think offensively it could get a little bit tricky when you play better teams and better benches. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tibbs mix and matches those guys, because like I said, McBride, yeah, defensively he's going to give you a ton of effort. He's going to move the ball, be a nice little glue guy, but offensively he really gives you nothing. So I think that's going to be interesting to see how they match up offensively against better teams.
Out of all those guys, right, on that second unit, and you look at Quickly, McBride, Hartenstein, and Obi, and who do you see out of those guys? And let's put Grimes in there, because you're going to get some Grimes overlap with that rotation as we saw for that perimeter defense. Out of all those guys, who do you think is the best at creating their own shot? And who would you give that
Quick
permission, right? Because you have to give the green light to somebody to start creating for themselves.
It's got to be Quick. Got to be Quick. Yeah. The Grimes is working on it. He's working on it, and he looks comfortable putting the ball on the floor for sure. But I think he's still a guy that you need to set up and play off of. But Quickly, to me, is the guy that is going to have more of a responsibility to create not only for himself, but for others.
I would actually lean Grimes, man, in all honesty. And I think from the Summer League, just giving him that capability, or not giving the capability, but allowing him to run point this past Summer League, I think you're trying to see, yes, he could put the ball on the floor. You can see that he goes behind the back and do some of these cool dribble combinations. You see the playmaking. I don't even think we've seen all of the playmaking from Grimes yet, because you're relying on Brunson, you're relying on RJ, you're relying on Randall. All those guys are your initiators on offense. I think if you give Grimes a little bit more freedom in that second unit, I think you could see him starting to create a little bit more shots. I mean, we even saw in Summer League where he was taking some step back jumpers and stuff like that. He can create his own. I'd let him do that, honestly. I think Quick can do it. Like, we've seen it even in recent games with Quickly taking like some mid-range shots. But I'd give Grimes that freedom, in all honesty, with that second unit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's certainly getting more and more comfortable. Like you said, from Summer League on, he's certainly looking the part. But I just think right now, quickly just has already established himself as kind of that guy. I think that's where Tibbs kind of trusts him. But nevertheless, man, Grimes has been looking a lot better, moving the ball around. And like I said, that one pass that he had to Mitch today was the most impressive. And so he's looking pretty spry on that foot, man. Doesn't seem to be having much issues there much anymore, man. He's looking comfortable. He's looking very agile out there. And today was no doubt Quentin Grimes' best game of the season, which is a great sign for the Knicks, man.
Yeah, we're going to need it, bro. We're going to need it. I like it, man. It's just interesting. Like, and you mentioned like with the second unit, like no one really shot that well. I think there was a total of 9 points from the second unit in the first half between Quick, Hartenstein, McBride, and Obi. And I think this is where you can start asking Tibbs, like allow Hartenstein to be that passer, man. He's a passing big.
Right.
All those guys, as he has them right now, they like to cut, move without the ball. This is where you can start using him, maybe even Obi. Start using those two guys to like start helping create some offense, high post, short rolls. Like I feel like that's something that can be unlocked if you're going to have that type of second unit. That's just my thoughts, though.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm still waiting to see how they, play Hartenstein to his strengths. You still haven't seen it just yet. And like I said, with the way that they're shortening this rotation, you should see it, or they should go to it and get these guys more involved, because with that unit, it's going to have to be by committee with them sharing the ball and generating some offense, because it could get real stagnant real quick once they play some better teams, some better benches. So let's see how that fares. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. CP Alex on the ones and twos, man. KFTV postgame live. Knicks get an easy win at the Garden, 113-89. If you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. And we'll also take your calls on all things. If you guys want to talk about the game, we could definitely touch on that. But I got to touch on this Cam Reddish situation now. Because stepped off the flight and get the notification that Cam wants out. Tibbs is short in the rotation. 9-man rotation. And Cam finds himself on the outside looking in. After having a good season, coming off the bench, starting, flashes, the offensive flashes, defensively. You look at the Memphis game, obviously first game of the season that sticks out. He did it, to me, he did everything he needed to do to stick with this rotation and stick with this team. And obviously, I felt like the two-guard spot was Grimes's to lose, and they were holding that for Grimes regardless. I didn't think Cam was going to stay there, but they were holding it for Grimes. Nevertheless, I thought that Cam was going to stay in the rotation. I thought he showed you more than enough defensively to prove that he's needed on a team that has been woeful defensively. Up until, they're playing better now. But for the large part in the season, they've been atrocious, especially at the point of attack. Compromise on the wing. RJ not giving you much defensively at all. Fournier was already going to be gone. And now it's looking like McBride has leapfrogged Cam in this rotation. And Cam is on the outside in. Even in garbage time tonight. No Obi. And we forgot to say that in the game stories. Yep. Obi left this game early with a knee injury. Even in garbage time, ladies and gentlemen, Cam Reddish does not get any burn. Cam Hive, we need to hear from you guys tonight. Because to me, something's a little fishy here, Al. It's just a little fishy. And look, I didn't think Cam had much staying power with this team. I didn't think they were going to sign him long term. I think they will get a trade done. But it's still surprising to me that he's fallen out of the rotation. I felt like the organization botched this evaluation of this player, regardless if they wanted to keep him or flip him. I think over the last year and a half, they completely botched this situation by not getting on the same page with the coach in terms of how to get this guy into the groove, how to get him into this rotation so we can get a proper evaluation of him. And now it's reached the point, looks like Cam Reddish has played his last game as a Knick, which came just last week, man. Your thoughts?
Ooh, ooh. Man, shout out to Nick's Papa, who added me on Twitter. He's a big supporter of the show. And he asked me, with Obi going out, did I think Cam was going to get minutes? And I said, no, I did not think Cam was going to get minutes tonight, because when you get Bondi reporting that both not only the Knicks, but Cam's team, his camp is negotiating. They're working together to find him a new location, right? A new team. I didn't think he was going to play tonight. And when I hear that type of stuff, I always think, what's the best interest of the player when you want to get dealt and you don't want to be with this team anymore, and playing is not where he wants to be, right? He wants to make sure he's healthy. He wants to make sure that another team, they can look at the tape from earlier this season and say, you know what? We see that there's something there, and we can use that on our team, right? And when I was talking to Brad, he had it was the same conversations that they had in Atlanta. You'd see all the tantalizing material, him being able to attack, him being able to guard multiple positions on defense. He talked all about it. For anyone who hasn't checked these Game of the Week previews, I highly recommend you all check it out. It's not only do we preview the matchup, we are also getting intel on the other side of what's going on with their season. And for opportunities like this, when you're talking to the Hawks reporter who's been covering the team for 12 years, he has some insight on what he's seen, especially with Cam Reddish. And so when you start hearing that he didn't show anything, it goes back to the same story where they wanted Cam to play as a role player, but he didn't want that. He wanted a larger role. He wanted out, right? Because he wasn't going to get that larger role. And they allowed him to play just for some developmental purposes. Comes to the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks was his destination. He sees his classmate from Duke, RJ, there playing the position that he wants to play, small forward, right? Tibbs didn't want him. You keep going down the line, and you even saw last season, right? There was an injury. Couldn't get on the playing time as soon as he was traded to the Knicks. Mm-hmm. He gets minimal playing time. As soon as he starts cooking, injury. Derails everything when we start to see what he could offer this team. We talked about this entire offseason, CP. You and I. We didn't think he was going to crack this rotation because Tibbs trusts his veterans, and he didn't show enough based on because of his injury and just the situation he's been in, right? How would Tibbs even trust somebody like that? He gets that opportunity now. The fact that you look at this, that he got the opportunity, and even Jeff mentioned it on one of the postgame shows, that they didn't even make Grimes work for the starting rotation again, right? Yeah. After Cam put on
he was their guy.
Good film saying, yeah, he's their guy. And look, they drafted Grimes. Tibbs likes him. That was a guy that Tibbs said he wanted to keep, for the future. Want him in the draft. Makes sense. Makes sense that he has a lot of faith in him. But when you see that Cam even worked for it and then he loses that opportunity, I could see why he doesn't want to be here. But at the same time, didn't Berman also report that Cam didn't want to be here at the beginning of the season?
Berman was on it, man. Everybody got on Berman. Cam got on Berman's. Hey, it's not true. Hey.
You want a tinfoil hat theory?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, here's the tinfoil hat theory.
Yeah.
Grimes, remember on the West Coast trip, Grimes said he was healthy for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks. They were just being cautious. He was healthy for 2 weeks. I think that was an opportunity for Cam, right? Because Berman reported that he wanted out. I think that was an opportunity for Cam to put together some film to show other teams what he can do in this league, because he probably knew that for him to get a starting rotation on this team, it wasn't going to happen. All right? It wasn't going to happen. I think that they held Grimes back, said, all right, let's get some film on Cam. That way we can bump up his trade value and we can get him on out of here. Because Tibbs, front office, we're not on the same page. And at the same time, Cam wants a larger role, man. If Cam wants a larger role, that's probably not going to be with the Knicks. All right?
It's a good point.
Even though I think he should be in the starting rotation, clearly that's not what the coach wants.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point, man. I think he's played his last games as a Knick. And you're right. Maybe they're holding him to keep him healthy at this point, to look for a trade. I do think the Berman thing had legs to it over the summer, even though Cam emphatically denied it. And it was one of the questions that I brought up with Ian Begley when we did the quarter season report, is that was Cam's camp happy with his role as it was? Yes, he got into the starting rotation, then he was on the bench, but knowing that he had always wanted to go to a team to have a larger role, was he and his team satisfied with how things were going with the Knicks? And what we clearly find out right now is it's not. And I think what this organization has also signaled is that they're not going to invest any money in him, which I agree with that they shouldn't. And Cam Hyde might get mad. CP, you're hating, this guy's great talent. I think they overrated him. I like his defense. I thought his defense could help. I thought he was an inconsistent player. I didn't see much of that was gonna improve. And I didn't see why the organization would invest money in him when you can go in the draft and get a replacement. You can get a 3-and-D guy in the draft. Maybe some higher ceiling depending on where the Knicks are, where the Dallas pick ends up. We'll see what happens. Knicks should be able to pull something nice from this draft if they play their cards right, depending on where they finish. So
yeah, man,
it's not really surprising that they're gonna part ways. They need to consolidate this roster, and Cam is gonna be on the move. And Fred Katz of The Athletic also had an article today that spoke about the Knicks taking offers or listening to offers for not only Cam, but Emmanuel Quickley, Derrick Rose, and Evan Fournier. Now, on the Rose front, there doesn't seem to be much of a market there. Obviously he's taking a step back. The injury concerns is an issue. Hard to really think what you could get for Derrick Rose. Like, he just doesn't have it anymore. He's not the guy. On Fournier, who has 2 years left on his deal, Fred Katz of The Athletic has said that the Knicks are not interested in attaching any draft picks to offload Fournier. However, they may be interested in including either Quickley or Cam in that deal to get Fournier out of here. And then in any deals involving Quickley alone, they're looking for a first-round pick. Your thoughts?
We don't want to add any first-round picks to get rid of Evan Fournier, but we're going to trade you some talented players that we should probably keep here and evaluate. Look, man. Moving Cam, attaching Cam or IQ to move Fournier is just bonkers to me. To be honest, like, just to move Fournier, like, you're going to do that just to move, like, I don't even know what that deal even looks like. And then to add on that they want a first rounder for Emmanuel Quickley. So what does that return even look like? Because the only way you could, I think, fans or even the team, if you're moving Quickley with Fournier, that it could be on a positive side is if you get an equal player like Emmanuel Quickley, that's on a rookie scale contract in their first or second year, someone who's as talented, or you're getting some draft return that we would never even think of. But I don't see a team that's rebuilding giving you a top 5 protected pick or even an unprotected first round pick, right?
Yeah.
And then if you go to a contending team, like, you will get that Bucks first round pick. They give it a top 5 protected, right? But who cares? Because they know they're not going to be in the top 5 of the lottery anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So unless something catastrophically goes wrong. I had a whole 6-minute monologue on it on Weekly last week. I'm not going to go back into the whole 6-minute monologue for Quickley, but to me, man, like, just, it makes sense to keep him and continue to develop your own talent and see what he can contribute to this team moving forward. I get that he was labeled as a marksman coming out of college and he's an inconsistent shooter, but he does everything else well that you need. And he's right now a good 6th man because of his microwave scoring. I think the Knicks should keep that because I don't know who are you going to after that. So if you're going to have Grimes in the starting rotation, you now got McBride, Obi, Hartenstein, and then the question mark is who's the next guy, right? We don't know who we get in return. So are you going to get somebody that is that 6th man equivalent to Emmanuel Quickley? That's the confusing part to me. I don't know why you want to include Quickley and just get a first round pick just to continuously kick the can down the road.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not really a fan of trading quick for a player to be named later, quote unquote. You know, in terms of draft capital, I would like to trade him for a player of equal value, or maybe somebody with a bit of a higher ceiling. But at the end of the day, the organization has to figure out who they're going to commit to long term. And when you already have solid financial commitments in Brunson, in RJ, in Julius, who's on the team for right now, in Mitch, you got to figure it out, man. You cannot commit to mediocre. And with again, I'm looking at 11 first-round picks over the next 7 years. I look at guys like a Cam and even a Quick, who's helping this team, especially on the defensive end. I look at all these guys as replaceable, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm not losing sleep if they trade some of these guys and start this thing over little by little. And that means Quick got to get sacrificed in the process. It just might be. It just might be what it is.
Do you think Quickly wants a larger role? Because we know his camp wasn't happy with how he's been utilized. Do you think that's like the Cam situation?
I think that is big, because his advisor, G-Day, and I forgot his last name. I don't want to botch his last name. Was a big AAU influencer in the DMV area, who's his manager with Rock Nation Sports. A couple months ago, took some subliminal shots at Tibbs on Twitter. Was retweeting a lot of Knicks Twitter comments that was anti-Tibbs as it related to playing the younger guys. So Quickly's camp could be driving this thing. And that was one of the questions. I'm going to ask Ian that question tomorrow when we meet for the putback on SNY. But I think that's a logical question to ask, is what I'll say. I think it's a logical question to ask, man. So, yeah.
No, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I get that. I get that he's a replaceable player. But when you're the Knicks and you're just in this place, I get, and this just goes back to the front office and managing all their assets, right? Like, what is the decision making that's going? I think we could say with confidence this team wants to trade for a star, and they're trying to use all their draft assets not to draft and to rebuild through the draft,
right? But
to move those assets to go get somebody else, right?
Right. And
even in that process, you still need some of the guys that you draft to help. So I look at Quickly as a guy that could help. That's where I'm standing. I wouldn't lose sleep if you trade him. Like I said, if you're getting someone of equivalent value, you're getting some return that's like, all right, that's fine. But we don't know. The best trades that the Knicks have done so far is trading for Derrick Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on paper, trading for Cam was a good idea, but it just wasn't executed well because the head coach and the front office weren't on the same page. So what other trades have been successful? And, even when they tried to go get Donovan Mitchell, I'm like, you haven't really wowed me in the trade market. So that's where I'm hesitant. Like, my thought process is, all right, you haven't really done anything to show me that you can knock it out of the park or really take advantage and leverage these situations in your favor. Like, right. Cam could have been in your favor, and it wasn't. So that's where, like, for me, like, I know what you got in Quickly when you drafted him, and that's my concern with hearing that we want to trade him for a first-round pick. Like, I actually do believe in the front office's scouting department. They can go find somebody good.
Right.
But it's like, how are we managing these assets, and what's the end game is the bigger question.
Asset management, bro. Asset management. What is the end game? What is the plan? And they've fallen short. Even with this Cam situation, they botched this thing from the beginning when the coach wouldn't even play him. They have to figure out what is the plan. What is the plan? Well, let's hear from the people, man. Hear what the people got to say. Let me start with Mike from Manhattan. Mike, what's going on?
Yo, you can hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Alex. All right, I liked what you guys said. I don't trust nobody, Alex. I don't trust nobody on this Knicks organization. I love Cam, but let's take Cam's name out of this. A wing that plays good defense, that shows that he has the ability to take it to the basket, we're going to bench him. We just spent the first-round pick on him, and we're not going to do nothing with him. That's horrible asset management. I'm here for every game that we win by 20+. I'm here to humble all of us. That's what I'm here for. That's my job. That's my role on KnicksFanTV. I just don't know what we're doing here. Like, I really don't know what we're doing here. We don't have nobody in our team that's a top 60 player in the NBA. Not one person. You'll take 2 people on every team before RJ and Julius, for sure. Yeah. Some teams probably even 3. So, and we're not even going to get a top draft pick. We're not going to the playoffs. We stuck in the friend zone. We're not going nowhere. We're not doing nothing. We stuck in the friend zone in the NBA right now. We're not doing nothing. There's not a day. I'm to the point already in the season where like the games aren't fun no more. What am I watching? I'm watching Julius score 37 for him the next game to miss every 3 because he just hit all his 3s today. You know what happened? Smash the under on his 3s next game. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Alex, keep looking cool. I'm out of here.
Appreciate it, man.
Mike from Manhattan, man. Rate that call in the chat, man. I'm seeing a lot of 5s going through there. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Are you with Mike from Manhattan, man? He said we're in the friend zone right now. That is the worst place to be. Maybe except during Christmas time, because then you don't got to get her a gift. But after that, you got to figure out, what's really good right now. Young Kobe, $50 super chat says you trade for Cam and give him the same minutes you trade Knox for. You got a number 8 pick that can't play to his potential. You want to now trade pieces that was originally included in the Donovan Mitchell trade, and RJ is regressing. Dysfunctional. Young Kobe has had it. Yeah, something with the Cam thing. You just ain't like. I get it. Like I said, I didn't see him having a long-term future with this team. But as it relates to the here and now, for McBride, who has no offensive game whatsoever, to just leapfrog him in the rotation now. You know what I'm saying? You
say it out loud and it's hilarious, bro. You say it out loud and it's hilarious.
No, like, look, I like Deuce's energy. I like, his defense.
Yeah, for sure.
But he gives you nothing on the offensive end. Let's just keep it a buck. And so it's just very weird. It's just very weird, man. Very weird.
And that's why it's like I have to laugh to just like put some humor into the situation, man. You're watching like you talk about McBride leapfrogging Rose and Cam. And okay, I'm cool with wanting to play the younger guys, right? And evaluate them. And I think that's cool. I think it's smart of the front office and Tibbs to see, especially if you need defense, you do that. But at the expense of shortening it to a 9-man rotation, when you need some offense, I'm watching McBride out there, and he has Trae Young on him, and he doesn't even expose Trae Young's poor defense.
Yeah,
he's then he does a snake dribble to get into the foul line, and then dishes back out, I think, to Quickly, and I'm like, bro, you have Trae Young on you, like drive, attack him. He can't guard anybody. He's horrendous on defense. Where's that killer instinct, that I'm looking for? And if you had someone out like Cam out there who's not afraid to let it rip or attack and drive, and you need offense on this team, I'm just saying, bro, it's funny. Yeah, as you said, there's something smells funny around here.
Yeah. It's a little weird, and I'm not talking about the G League where McBride is lighting it up. I don't even watch G League games; they're irrelevant. I'm talking about at the NBA level. Because if McBride had more offense to his game, he'd be in this rotation a long time ago. There's a reason he doesn't play. And the fact that he just completely leapfrogs Cam, it just smells political, man. There's just something off about it. And, like I said, I liked what I saw from the kid. And I was looking forward to seeing him playing in this rotation. Because obviously this team is trying to win games, right? So we're watching the games for them to play to win the game, right? Shout out Herm Edwards. So
my guy.
That's
my guy Herm.
Yeah. It's a little off, man. But what do you guys think? Hit us up, 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the Knicks Fan TV Discord. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Let's go to Greg from Connecticut. Greg, how you feeling, man?
Pretty good, you fellas. You hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Okay, cool. Hey, well, I'm gonna start with love first. Good game by the Knicks tonight. I called with the quarterly report with you and Ian Begley and said hopefully we can get back to that defensive identity in the last couple of games. You know, being able to hold a couple teams under 90 points is a good start. On the Cam Reddish front, it goes back to those two words that you said, or both you guys said, man, asset management, right? We gave up a first-round pick for this guy, and I highly doubt with the way that we've been using him that we'll get a first-round pick. So we're buying high and selling low with that. It goes back to that same conversation that you had with Obi being the number 8 pick, and the way we're using him, it diminishes that value of that pick. So I'm right with you on that argument, CP. And the last thing I'll say is I think we're going to win the next 5 games, go on a 7-game winning streak. I'm calling it right now. Knicks Nation, stand up. Let's go. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, appreciate the call, man. Greg from CT on the check-in. Let's go to Kevin from North Carolina. Kevin, how you feeling?
What's up? Y'all can hear me?
Loud and clear. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's just get into it, man. First off, respectfully, we cannot take Tibbs serious anymore. If he's talking about some merit-based, if it's, effort-based, anything like that, that we can't take that serious no more. Cam goes out there. You want to play defense, gives a little bit of offense, whatever, right? Cool. He plays like that, puts some starting minutes. He comes off the bench, gives him some solid minutes. Grimes doesn't play the first 10-something games. As soon as he's ready to play, he's gets put right into the starting lineup. How does that work?
Well, that's where the investment is. They told you they're invested in Grimes, bro. They like Grimes. They're invested in him. He's gonna. That seat was just being held warm by Fournier and Cam. It was Grimes' job from the beginning.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks about it is it's always politics with the Knicks. It's politics-based. It's not merit-based. It's politics-based. It's who you know based. It's who your agent based. It doesn't make any sense. And it's just an unfortunate situation, man. It's just like, I don't know. I ain't feeling it, man. CP, man, you got a voice, man. Get it out there, man. It's not right, man. It's not right what happened to the Knicks right now, man. Too much politics, man.
Yeah, it's a little
Appreciate
chummy.
it, man.
Thanks, man. It's a little chummy, man. It's a lot of chum in the water right now, bro. Rasheed from the BX Sheed, what's good?
Yo, CP, Alex, what's good? Thumbs up in the chat.
Let's go.
Just want to touch on Cam's situation real quick.
Yep.
Knicks fans is going to cry regardless. We already know that. Everybody's going to complain. But when we get down to it, like you said, CP, every last person on this team is replaceable. I'm not losing sleep over Cam getting traded. I'm not losing sleep over D-Rose or any of them getting traded. What I am happy about, though, is at least that if we are looking to move a few guys, that can at least set up a direction. And if that can at least give us a core and at least something that we could focus on going forward, then I'm okay with that. I know we have bad asset management. Maybe Rose has done some bad things. Tibbs isn't the guy at coach. We all get that. But let's face it, we got guys that are committed on multiple contracts for multiple years. We have to keep them. We can't trade them now. And let's face it, if we can get another player in return, maybe 2, that could contribute with the 4 guys that we have on the contract going forward, maybe that's a good sign. Because if you look at the standings, the Hawks are in 4th place, and they're a game in front of us. And the parity is very across the board is pretty clear.
Yeah.
And, hey, if we can get somebody decent, hey, let's do something. So shout out everybody, Knicks fans, chill out, man. We won the game. Let's try to win 3 in a row on Friday. Just drink your tea and go to bed. We good.
He said drink your tea and relax. All right, so Rasheed's looking at this thing glass half full, man. He said, hey, if we got to take a step back and take 2 forward and get some clarity with this jumbled up roster, maybe that's the right move, man. Write that call in the chat. What do you guys think? I'm presenting this call in the chat for a vote. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Rate that call in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. 1 step back to take 2 steps forward, man. What's good?
you find it interesting that, Cam wants starting rotation. Derrick Rose says there's no clarity. Both
Yeah.
these guys out of the rotation. You think that's you think and wasn't it Macri who noted that there was some a little what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like not everyone was fully in on Tibbs after the Mavericks loss. Like he had some people who were against him. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that was what he noted after the Mavericks loss. So
Ian Begley
are
also
these the
said
two
there's
guys?
some scrutiny around the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Rose thing was always interesting because he came into the season preaching all this. I'm a locker room guy. I'm a leader. I don't need to play. And then a month later, he's like, damn, what's going on? I don't know my role here. So, it just is what it is, man. His days are done. We got to move forward. I'm okay with McBride getting those minutes over him. And it just is what it is, right? This is play the kids. This is what we wanted.
Yeah.
This is what we wanted.
Sure. Look, my situation on D Rose. I always think that we need an actual point guard to help lead the second unit, but I also understand giving McBride minutes and evaluating him. So I get it. It's a solid argument.
Yeah.
Although after reading that article and seeing how Derrick Rose doesn't have any like buyers, like his market small, I don't believe that I think there are some teams out there that could use Derrick Rose's Derrick Rose on the team. Like I look at the Toronto Raptors as a team, like because who's it right now? After Fred VanVleet, they got Malachi Flynn. Right? He's not really playing that many minutes. I think
he's kind of falling out of favor with them.
Minutes. They need another point guard over there. That's a team that could look. Miami Heat. They got Gabe Vincent behind Kyle Lowry. Maybe you want Derrick Rose. He lost some weight. He can fit into that body percent. Requirement down there. By Pat Riley. You got Dallas Mavericks. You had on the ticket at Dallas radio station where the general manager Nico Harrison admitted that Kemba Walker's knee isn't looking too great. And Rick I think if I pronounce your name, I'm sorry, Rick Bucher of Fox Sports also noted that the Mavericks do have interest in Derrick Rose. So Derrick Rose could be, and I think even Bibbs, I can't remember if he said it on the show too that, Derrick Rose is an option as well. So
interesting indeed. We'll see how things play out, but nevertheless, Knicks are taking calls on Quickly, Rose, Fournier, and Cam. So let's see how things shake out by the deadline. December 15th is the key date where players who just signed with teams are eligible to be traded. So we'll see what happens there. Is Hartenstein a candidate? Who knows? Sims has certainly made his case to be the backup five. Good job by Mitch today. 8 offensive rebounds. Mitch once again controlling the glass. Let's take a look at the numbers real quick in this game, Al. Knicks 113 to 89 over the Hawks. And, hey, this one, Hawks, one of the worst, probably the worst three-point shooting team in the league. So not a surprise that they shot 6 of 36 from downtown. But conversely, the Knicks had it going, man, from beyond the arc. 17 of 36 from downtown. That was led by Grimes, led by Randall, who both chipped in with 11 three-pointers. So that was a solid job by the Knicks overall, who didn't get too much scoring punch from their starting five. But like I said, Julius with 6 threes and Quentin Grimes with 5 was good enough. Then you had McBride chip in with 1. Svi, in his garbage minutes, always knocks down a 3. Quickly 1 for 2, and Obi 1 for 3 before leaving the game. So to me, that was the most notable stat, man, was the threes by the Knicks. Also, the Knicks shooting 91% from behind the arc, 22 of 24, and that was RJ's department. Julius 8 free throws, Brunson 4 for 4, and then RJ 5 for 7 from beyond the stripe.
Yeah, I think the one that stands out to me is that the Hawks had 11 turnovers, and the Knicks were able to get 15 points off those turnovers. That's something that when you can win on that defensive front, you can always put the opposing team behind the 8 ball. I was actually kind of shocked the Knicks didn't actually control the paint that well.
Yeah.
Hawks put 46 points in the paint, 36
Yeah.
for the Knicks. I wonder if that just was a testament to the 3-point shooting tonight, so they didn't have to. But look, I also know RJ struggled tonight, right? RJ didn't have a good game. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. Brunson didn't have a good game either. Those are the other two guys that like to score within the paint. So that kind of would lead to it. Those are the two biggest stats for me right now. You pointed out everything else, like shooting wise, free throws, all that's all the key stuff. 26 assists though. Knicks are getting up there in assists too.
26 dimes. 26 dimes definitely moved the ball well, especially in the third quarter when they opened things up. They did win the rebounding matchup 55-39. Big job by Mitch in that regard. But yeah, you're right. Only 36 points in the paint for the Knicks, a team who averages about 56 per game, number 3 in the league in points in the paint. And the Hawks, number 26 in the league in terms of opponents' points in the paint. So the opportunities were definitely there. But as you said, maybe as a result of the threes falling, and in the case of Brunson having a bad shooting night, probably his worst shooting night since he's gotten here, and RJ as well, even though RJ was able to get some of that back at the line. So seems like it was a combination of those factors. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Al, speaking of numbers, man, tonight's By the Numbers is brought to you by Prizepicks. Prizepicks is back, ladies and gentlemen. Daily fantasy made easy. Salute to our guys over at Prizepicks. And Prizepicks is back, man. Make sure you guys go play. It's very easy to play. You go to prizepicks.com. You enter promo code KFTV, and they are going to match an instant match on your deposit of up to $100. So let's say you go to prizepicks.com and you play with $50. Prizepicks will match $50. You put up $100, Prizepicks will match $100. And what you do is you're going to pick 2 to 6 players, and you can mix and match sports. Now, I play NBA, but you can play hockey. You can play, they even have Counter-Strike. You have baseball when it's in season, all sports. You have World Cup as well. And you're just going to pick, based on different statistical projections, whether or not that player that you select will make more or less on a given stat. It's that simple. And you pick 2 to 6 players, and you have the ability to win up to 25 times your money. And Al, I had a good night so far in my return to Prizepicks, man.
Let's go.
I made a pretty unpopular pick based on the hate that my guy was getting, man. I was down in Florida. I was sniping at Knicks fans that were trying to go at my guy RJ Barrett. So just for that, tonight I picked RJ Barrett more than 1.5 3-pointers made, and RJ made 2. Now, he just got the second one by the skin of his teeth. He bailed me out. But good job by RJ. RJ got his 2. I also went, because I felt like Quentin Grimes was going to draw the majority of the assignment on Trae Young, I also went Trae Young with less than 35.5 points and assists. Trae Young finished with 25. I felt like the Block Nest monster, Mitchell Robinson, was going to get a ton of rebounding opportunities in this matchup tonight, with the Hawks being the team that does shoot the ball a lot. And I went Mitchell Robinson with more than 8.5 rebounds, and he finished with 10. So I did hit on those 3. Now, the next 2, I didn't fare so well. I went with the Greek Freak with more than 48.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Milwaukee at home taking on the Sacramento Kings, and he just finished with 48 out. All I needed was one more point, rebound,
I'm with you on that
and
one.
assists, and I would have had it. And he just fell short by a half. And then I pushed on this one. I had Klay Thompson less than 4 3-pointers made against the Utah Jazz. Jazz coming in a pretty good defensive team from in terms of defending the 3, and Klay finished with 4 exactly. So I pushed on 1. I didn't get the honest one, and then I made 3. So not a bad night in my return to Prizepicks, man. How'd you do tonight?
You did better than me, bro. Way better than me. I thought
Nice.
tonight Jalen Brunson was going to continue some good shooting. I had him going more than 22.5 points. Obviously, that didn't happen with the 9 points. I did hit on these 2. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander under 29.5 points. because he didn't play that well against the Memphis Grizzlies last time. And I also chose Steven Adams under 11 rebounds because whenever he plays a team that can go small ball and they get out there in the open court, he doesn't really get all those rebounding numbers that he's used to. So I chose that, and I hit on those two. I was with you on the Giannis Antetokounmpo one. He just needed one more. Just somewhere. Come on, man. Just help me out. Help me help you. And then last I chose Paolo Banchero, less than 29.5 in points, rebounds, and assists, because usually he doesn't get that many boards or assists. Tonight, he decided to get 30 over 29.5. So he just barely cost me.
There you go, man. And once again, for you people at home, you can go to prizepicks.com and enter use promo code KFTV for a 100% instant match on your deposit of up to $100. So we'll see how things fare for the next game. Good job, Al, and salute to our guys over at Prizepicks. Okay, let's go to Benji from Manhattan, man. Benji, how you feeling?
Hey, what's up, man? It's been a minute, guys, just with everything going on. But, I mean, everybody's got to be there's no reason for us to be negative, man. We won the last two games. We won a game where we shot 5 for 29 from 3 on Sunday. We won tonight despite Brunson going 2 for 14. I mean, these were two really, really, really solid wins, man. I mean, there's a lot of other drama going on with the roster, but this sets us up, man. If we keep going and we keep rolling, like a caller said earlier, we could get on a roll here, man. I'm going to be in the building Sunday for the Kings, who are somehow a good team, and we're gonna keep rolling, man. We're a game out of the fifth seed. We just got to figure out what we're going to do with this roster, man. If we're going to make these moves, we need to clear this up now. If Cam is really out of here, we need to get him out of here now. You know my guy Fournier. I don't know what we're going to do with him. I mean,
we're going to do with him? He's getting shipped out of there, man. He's out of there.
I know, but if we can't find a deal for him, man, what are we going to do?
You leave him on the bench.
There's only so many options.
You leave him on the bench.
I know. Look, man, things change quickly, as we've seen, right? Like Cam was in the mix. He played a terrible game. He looked like me playing basketball on Sunday after I was hungover. He was terrible, and that got him benched. But man, it happened rather quickly, man. Like
it did.
It was a pretty short leash. Like that's honestly my issue with Tibbs, right? Like he does some things well, but the way the player management stuff is not. I'm not a huge fan of how this is happening. How these players are being treated. Cam, like, it has nothing to do with Cam the player and whether or not he's going to be anything. It's just the way that you handle these players, right? Like, if you're a player and you're used to, okay, you're in the mindset of like, I'm in the rotation, I'm playing, and then like 4 days later, you're all of a sudden sitting, and you know you're going to sit for a long time, like. That's not the best player management. Like, there's got to be these conversations. Wally Zerbiak always talks about it, but there's got to be some sort of dialogue happening with the player, man. And the same goes for Fournier too. Like, Fournier got benched clearly, right? And we understand why his minutes got diminished and why he got benched. But like, this guy is not even playing a second. Like, and it's been a month now, and there's just got to be.
We already knew this call was going to circle back to Fournier, but
think about it if you're Fournier, man. Like, how are you even mustering up the energy to like put on your warm up? Like how you even bring in the mindset to like, I'm going to put these sneakers on and I'm never even going to move. Like, it's tough, man. Like, you really, I mean, yeah, you can say all you want. Oh, the player's getting millions of dollars, whatever it is, man. You still. And I play basketball. Like, if I'm coming to a game and I'm not going to play, like, that's not a good feeling. So they got to work these things out, man, with the roster. Like, if we're going to trade IQ, not saying I want to do that, we need to figure out how we're going to consolidate this roster to clear these things up. And I'm here. Someone talked about how their role was to humble the Knicks fans after a big win. My role here is to get our energy up, man. We are coming. We are going to make a serious run here. I'm telling you now, what I've seen these last two games is super encouraging. The fact that we've been able to overcome the bad shooting on Sunday, and Brunson was awful tonight. Like, he never plays like that.
Yeah.
And and my last point is, I know you got to run, but this is probably Julius's best game as a Knick. No, if you factor everything in, no turnovers,
I mean the Hawks.
efficiency.
Yeah, but the Hawks, this game was lackluster, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I appreciate the call. I really wasn't impressed by anything in this game outside of Grimes' performance. The Hawks brought nobody to the dance, man. You looked on the court. Who was guarding you? Jalen Johnson, AJ Griffin. I'm surprised the Hawks are even in fourth place, to be completely honest with you. But I mean, obviously Murray makes a difference. They have Collins out there who they're trying to trade, but neither of those guys playing in this game. This game wasn't it for me, man.
No,
you know, this game just wasn't.
Same thing when we played the Cavs on Sunday, bro. Like they didn't have Jared Allen. You know, they were missing guys too. But you know, a win's a win. You got to play who's in front of you. But
yeah,
at the same time, like I don't know. Look, it's good to see the Knicks win, but I think when you watch the ways that we've lost some of these games this season, especially when the most recent one against Dallas, against a team that was honestly worse than what, you know, the most teams that we played so far.
Yeah.
You know, all they got is Luka, and then you have Timmy, and you got Finney Smith. It's like I need to see a good stretch of games before I can like really start to buy in what the Knicks are doing. It's good. It's good that they're winning, right? It's good. All that stuff is good. But to really, really buy in that this team's going to go on a run and make that type of noise.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't glean anything.
I need to see more than these two wins.
I can't glean anything from this, man. Yeah, a win is a win. I didn't say anything less, but to say that, you know, this is Julius's best game of his career, I honestly no. Julius has had better games.
We saw Julius pull 45.
Right. You know, like, look, they won. We talked about the good things in the win, but I don't like to, you know, make this a bar as to where the team is going. This is a 500 team, man. We do this all the time. This is a 500 team. I just can't get too hyped. Well, Benji did bring up Cam, and here's what Cam had to say about being out of the rotation and being benched. KFTV postgame live presented by Manscaped. So to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's hear what Cam has to say. Let me see how the audio is looking over here.
You came here looking for an opportunity and seemed to get it. How hard is it to understand that, you know, you left Atlanta looking for an opportunity and now you have to face that again?
Nature of the beast, I guess. I mean, I'm learning it. You know, it's my fourth year, and I'm learning a lot of the business side early. So I guess it is what it is. We're gonna roll with Coach say. That's that.
Is what it is, the nature of the beast. And here's Cam when being asked about the trade rumors.
Report they said you and, your representatives in the Knicks are working on a trade.
Y'all seen no more than me, for real. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I haven't requested no trade, nothing like that. But I guess the report's just gonna keep reporting. I'm at the house just chilling.
So Cam denies it again. Cam denies it again. I mean, Al, you be the judge. You people at home, you be the judge, you know? Cam says it's cap, like the youngsters say out there. I don't know, man. This is the second time we're hearing it. He's out of the rotation. What else do you expect him to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I want to be traded.
That would be even worse for for everything he wants to get done. That would be even worse for him.
Right. I don't think he never even made his trade claims when he left the Hawks. He never confirmed any of it. He's out of here, man.
Nope.
That was Ian Begley.
He wants a larger role.
Yeah.
He wants a larger role. You know, he wants to be in a starting unit. Okay. He's not going to – no player will come out and say, yeah, I requested a trade. I don't want to be here anymore. Like very few – there are players who've done that. But for someone who's on a rookie contract, who's looking to be a starter, who's looking to still have a career in the NBA when he hasn't really – you know, he's shown flashes. That's what everyone keeps going back to. We've seen flashes. We've seen flashes. So if you've only seen flashes, you know, and you haven't built that portfolio of a career yet, you got to be on your P's and Q's of what you're saying. So you can't go out there and be like, I demand a trade.
Yeah.
You know, he's not like Zion Williamson, who's an all-star. He's not like Luka, who's an all-star. You're like, if they demand a trade, it's a different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the smirk on his face at the end of his video is kind of telling everything.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. Like him saying like, you guys know more than me. Come on, man.
Somebody in the chat says, y'all know more than me is my go-to when I'm about to lie. Jay Thompson. I definitely used a couple of those back in my day. I definitely used a couple of those. I definitely used
Never
that
heard
bar
that
a couple
before, man.
times, man. Yeah. Yeah, I used that.
Never heard that before. You know more than me. all the stuff you go back to. What? Word? I never heard that before. I'd never say anything
you
like
never
that.
you never used that one, bro? Yeah, I definitely used that one, man. You know?
Oh, of course, man. Of course. Or this is news to me. I never heard of it.
Jay Thompson, man. But Shorty definitely went through his phone and bagged him. And he gave it the line. Hey, you know more than me. I don't. Oh man. So Cam's out of there. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. $50 super chat. He says, Jay Boogie slapped me with the facts. We got to remember the name on the front of the jersey is more important than the back. Tibbs' return to who he is. 9 players, defense, ugly ball is our identity. We can win this way, but can we survive burnout? Tibbs style. I don't know. I don't see. I don't like locking into this 9-man rotation with inconsistent role players. I don't like that. You know, like a night like tonight, there's no reason this kid shouldn't have been playing.
Not at all. Especially when he was Obi.
Right.
Even Svi got minutes, bro.
Even Svi got minutes. You know? So
do we need to check in on JD though? Is JD okay? Do we need to get?
I have checked in on the leader of the Cam Hive. He's doing the best he can right now, man. He did notify me of this press conference sound bites for Cam. So he is digging through the interwebs, trying to find as much content as he can. He's trying to confirm the news. Is it really over for the Cam Hive? And I think as of December 7th, 2022, I think it is, man. Where will they go to? Where will they go to? Is their name out there for the Cam Hive right now? I don't know. They down bad, man.
I could see it now. Where were you on December 7th at 11:35 p.m.
Yeah.
when the news broke that Cam Reddish was out of the rotation?
Yeah.
And is likely out.
Out of there, man. Yeah. Tough night, man. Let's start player ratings real quick, Al. Let's just jump into the player ratings. Brought to you by KnicksFanTV.com. Make sure you guys are going to KnicksFanTV.com after every game to read up on the latest and greatest. We got a lot of great content on the site, including a full game recap and full player ratings brought to you by KnicksFanTV Remy. So great job by everybody on KnicksFanTV.com doing the damn thing. Player ratings, Al. Let's start with RJ, man. 15 points, 4-13 from downtown, 2 of 6 from 3-point line, 7 boards, plus 18 on the night. What you think about RJ?
Thought he was, the field goal, obviously, going 4 for 13 is not pretty. 2 for 6 from 3. All right. The redeeming quality is that he got to the line. He got some rebounds. I thought the floor game has been better tonight than it's recently been, because it's not only that he's not scoring or he's got the blinders on, that he's not, he just loses track and doesn't even do any playmaking. It's the fact that his defense has been pretty bad this season too. Right. So with the play tonight, getting 15 points, getting to the line and knocking down most of his free throws and getting 7 boards, I'm going to give him a 6 tonight, man. I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, that's a good one. I give him a 6. Didn't have the shot going, but I thought he rebounded the ball well and got to the line an adequate amount of times. I still thought there was a lot of tunnel vision there on his drives and transition. Wasn't really feeling that. Shot still not looking so hot. They did say he's in the lab. He was back in the lab with Drew Hanlon. We'll see how that works. I'll give him a 6. How about Mitch? What you think about Mitch tonight, man? 8 points, 10 boards for the Block Nest Monster, 4-4 from the field, taking on Clint Capella. What you guys in the chat? How do you guys rate Mitchell Robinson, Al? Mitchell Robinson.
Mitch is gonna get an 8 for me tonight.
Okay.
Hit all of his field goal attempts. 4-4 got you the 8 points, but 10 rebounds, man. This man was catching critical boards when necessary. He was battling out there with Clint Capella. Got you even 2 assists, man. Got you did some decent passing tonight. You know, we give him an 8 for how impactful, especially on the defensive end. You know, altering shots. He's a big reason between when you have the 3 perimeter guards, the 3 perimeter defenders, and quickly Grimes and McBride, and then you have Mitch out there to be the anchor.
Yeah,
that's a deadly defense, man. So got to give Mitch an 8 for tonight.
Yeah, big time. I'll bump him up from a 7.5 to an 8. Because as I said, I did choose more than 8.5 boards on Prizepicks, and Mitch finished with 10. So great job by him. 9 on the offensive side, which is his calling card, which was great, especially battling Clint Capella. Not an easy task at all, but Mitch was very efficient on his night and getting some key rebounds for us, man. 4-4 from the field. He's perfect from the field. I thought the guys did a pretty decent job in trying to find him. And overall, Mitch just making his presence felt, protecting that paint, man. So I'll give him an 8 as well. So great job by the Block Nest Monster, Mitchell Robinson. How about Jalen Brunson, man? 8 points, 2 of 14 from the field. Ooh, 6 dimes. What do you guys think about Jalen Brunson tonight on a scale of 1 to 10? Al, Jalen Brunson.
This one was tough.
Yeah.
Shooting wasn't there. Man. Probably going to have to go with... I don't even know, man. I don't even know what this one. I'm now considering if I gave RJ too high of a score. Oh, man. We'll go 5 for Brunson. You know? Yeah. I think the shooting was just 2 for 14 is just, it's so out of character for him.
Yeah.
The only redeeming quality is that he got your 4 boards, 6 assists tonight. He tried to do something. He got to the line, hit his shots. I'm going to give him a 5 tonight.
I'm going to give him a 4.
And also... No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm giving him a 4. All right. He's gotten 10s. He had an off night tonight. He was due for one. He can have one. But the reality is he played the game, and he didn't play well. Didn't shoot the ball all too well. I thought he was over-dribbling a little bit. 4 turnovers, uncharacteristic of him. Couple travels in there. It was a bad night for Brunson. I'm giving him a 4. What were you saying? You had something to say on Brunson before that.
No, I was going to say, like, he had some solid defense on Trae Young, too, in some moments. Like, he was doing a pretty good job defensively as well. So, that also goes in there.
Okay. All right. Got you. How about Quentin Grimes, ladies and gentlemen? 23 points, 4 boards, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 5 of 7 from deep, 8 of 11 on the night. Quentin Grimes, Al, player ratings, presented by KnicksFanTV.com.
We haven't graded Randall yet, right?
No.
We're not going crazy?
We're saving the best for last.
All right. Just making sure around here.
Okay.
I'm going to go... I'm gonna go 8.5, man.
Okay.
Actually, nah. Yeah, 8.5. I'm gonna go 8.5. 8.5 for Quentin Grimes because I thought the defense was on point. He gave you 23 points, 8 for 11 from the field, 7 for 5 from 3. I thought it was a good bounce back game. Gave you 4 boards, 2 assists. The way he's able to cut off ball too, and the way he finds those dump off passes to the centers in the paint, man. Awesome job for him. I'm gonna go 8.5 for Quentin Grimes.
Very good. Very good, man. I got to go 8.5 as well, man. He was very impressive on both ends of the court. I loved his attack against Trey defensively. Loved the way how he fights over screens and recovers. Never gives up on a play. He's on the floor. He's after loose balls. He's trying to get steals out there. I just like how Grimes is coming through, man. And the best part was to see his shot was locked and loaded tonight. 5 of 7 from downtown, 8 of 11 from the field overall. He was very impressive tonight. I was very impressed with Grimes' game, and I gave you a glimpse at what he could look like at full strength, especially if he's hitting on the offensive end. And good job by the team going to him, knowing that they had a hot hand out there, and he delivered. I love the pass that he had to Mitch early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting the ball on the floor nicely. He's looking very spry. As you said, the off-ball cutting has been solid. And he's not afraid to attack. Yeah, he got blocked, a couple times. He gets blocked here and there, but he's never afraid to attack, which is good. Because you also want to see him drawing contact and getting to the line. Tonight he went 2 for 2 from the line. But, look across the stat sheet, man. 4 boards. He's a good rebounding guard. 2 dimes, 2 blocks. It's a good night for Grimes, man. 23 points of the night. I give him an 8.5. Give him an 8.5. And last but not least, everybody's favorite Nick, Julius Randle, ladies and gentlemen. 34 points, 10 of 19 from the field, 6 of 12 from downtown, 17 boards, 5 dimes, 8 of 8 from the stripe. And shout out to JD for this stat on Julius. Julius Randle, the first player in Knicks history with at least 30 points, 15 boards, 5 assists, and 5 threes. So we can chalk that up in the department of useless stats. If you're impressed, go ahead. But how are you going to rate him on the night, man? 1 to 10.
I'm going to give Randle, honestly, we talk about how the Knicks, they beat teams under 500. They can't beat teams over 500.
Yeah.
Well, they beat a team over 500 today. It's a team that's currently in the playoffs. He went 10 for 19 from the field, went 6 of 12 from downtown. He got hit all of his free throws tonight. All of them, all 8 for 8. Got 17 boards, 5 assists, double tonight. Got you a steal. Played some pretty good defense. Now, I know that Collins wasn't out there, but
there's a 10 coming, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention.
He still took advantage of what the defense gave him. And for that, he gets a 10 out of 10 tonight.
Whoa! 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 Somebody drug test this guy on the other side of the screen, man. A 10.
Gamble wherever you are, man. Clip it, save it. I don't know the next time it's going to happen, but clip it.
Whoa, we gave Julius a 10, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Puts a lot of pressure on me, man. Whoa. He gave him a perfect score. Wow. Whew. Okay. I'm going to 9.5.
All right.
I'm going to 9.5 tonight. I can't give a full 10. I didn't think this Hawks team was very competitive tonight. I just don't. I'm sorry. They were roadkill tonight. I was not impressed by this game or this Hawks team. They looked terrible on the defensive end. Terrible. They're missing starters. Murray left the game. I can't give him a full 10. Sorry. It was a great performance. It was a great performance. He had it cooking from beginning to end. Offensively, the shot was smooth. It was money all night. Plus 29 on the night. It was impressive. No turnovers. No turnovers. No Tasmanian devil.
Factor, man.
Well, I mean, I think I do have to factor that in. That's what bumped him up from a 9 to a 9.5. No turnovers.
For a night like this, I know some of you in the chat saying I'm bugging, but ain't too many nights you're gonna get a complete game from Randall like this. I know we're thinking quality opponents, but you know what? It's over 500 team right now, man.
Oof! This was a monster. This was a monster night. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a monster night. But I don't know. Something about this game was just like, I don't know.
I feel you. Look,
it was just a little too
I'm
late.
gonna be the bold one tonight. All right.
Yeah. That was big, man. That was very big of you because you are blocked on Twitter by Julius Randle. So I commend you for not holding a grudge and still being able to call it like you see it. Call it down the middle. You give him a 10, you give him a 10. And you justified it. Yeah.
That's why you come to the show, right? For no agendas. We're trying to call it straight down.
Yeah.
We're trying to call it straight down the middle, man. We're trying to give you the honest opinion and straight analysis.
Yeah.
That the listeners and fans deserve. And tonight, for me, Randall gets it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to happen again, but guess what?
Tonight,
he gets it.
There's a lot of people in the chat that gave him a 10. Trav, peace and harmony. The Shells. Nobody on this team deserves a 10. JR puts a 10. I wonder who that could be in the chat. JR. Sounds a little tricky. I gave him a 9.5, and the people are not satisfied, man. Gave him a 9.5.
Oh, man. Boxing fan said I should give RJ an 8 for taking out Murray tonight.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, man.
Give it a little Zaza Pachulia.
Oh, yeah,
over
absolutely.
There, you know what I
mean? The old Zaza foot trick, man. Breaking news, Alan, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat. A Woj bomb has come across. Knicks forward Obi Toppin is expected to undergo an MRI on his right knee Thursday. X-rays were negative tonight. He left New York's victory over Atlanta with what team describes as a sore knee. Now, what does that mean going forward? Does the 9-man rotation go to 8? Does because clearly they're looking at everybody but Cam. Does Cam get back into this thing?
So now we lose the power forward. Now you're giving Tibbs the free reign to throw Randall out there for 48 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
But look, we saw, when this was an opportunity for Cam to get back out on the court, right? They didn't go to Cam. What did they do? They put out the small guard rotation. They put out IQ, McBride, Grimes, and they had RJ at the 4.
Yep.
That's what they did. I would expect more of that. I'd expect more staggering of those minutes if they're going to do that and not go to Cam Reddish.
I think it's time to let my guy Svi get some burn. We need some real burn from Svi. You throw RJ, let RJ get some run at the 4. You throw Svi out there. Let's let it fly. Svi Novak. All day. Let it fly. That's it, man.
He hits a 3 every time he comes in, man.
Hits a 3 every time, bro. Every time. Or do you run a little Twin Towers, a little bootleg Twin Towers? You get Sims and you run iHeart at the 4. Hey, who knows?
Hey,
who knows?
Remember last season when our team was facing all the health and safety protocols, we had the lineup of, I think, Kemba, Fournier, Randall at the 3,
Yeah.
Taj at the 4, Mitch at the 5. So nothing would shock me.
My 2 cents in the chat says Spee Hive needs a night. Needs a night. And speaking of needs a night, man, Celtics washing the Suns right now, 106-69. Whoa.
Woo.
106-69. Oh, some more stuff. And shout out to JD for throwing these throwing some news out there. Let me pull up this next thing. Interesting tidbits here. Let's react to this live. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Some Woj talks on the Knicks and some potential trade activity. Hang on 1 second here. Let me get this right here. Hang on. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's get this going here. Let's react to this here.
Make a deal. And that's the challenge for the Knicks right now. Who is the next big player that becomes available that the Knicks can try to make a deal using their picks, using their young players? And that's the race against the clock right now. The Knicks will be watching Chicago. Is Zach LaVine a player who, before the trade deadline, possibly could become available? He certainly isn't now. But I think for New York, in the short term, they have such a glut of young players. Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, who they got from Atlanta in a trade last year, who's out of the rotation now, Emmanuel Quickly. They have got to figure out who they're going to keep and who they're going to move on from.
Zach LaVine, ladies and gentlemen, huh? What do we think here? Now, Woj didn't really say anything like that. Talking to Chicago about Zach LaVine, he just brought him out as a player who could be out there. Zach LaVine. Does Zach LaVine pique anybody's interest in the chat? Any takers?
Or is Woj putting it out there so that the front office hears and to see if they would be interested? If Chicago wants somebody on the Knicks. Maybe it could be that way too, man. Maybe.
I mean, as a name, I'm not really impressed. I'm not really interested. I certainly wouldn't be throwing the Bulls, helping them with draft capital, because obviously that's what they're looking for after they wasted all theirs on getting Vucevic in there and building a bootleg big three, which everyone knew wasn't going to work.
They traded picks for Vooch, for DeRozan, you know?
Yeah. I mean, if they want some of these... Say that again?
Wasn't Lonzo also? Wasn't there some picks that were involved in that trade too?
I'd have to go back and check. I don't remember. But all I know is that they're pretty much stuck.
Yep.
So, I mean, depends on the price. I'm certainly not interested in giving up a ton of draft capital for LaVine. He's not a winning player, in my opinion. I don't like this, man.
You don't like the LaVine option?
I don't like continuing to muddy up the mediocre, man.
Mm-hmm.
Tear it down. You gotta tear it down, man. You gotta tear it down.
If you trade for LaVine, who is he? Is he? I don't even know if he's a shooting guard or small forward on that team. But what does that mean for Grimes and RJ?
Grimes goes to the bench.
It's those two positions that you're looking at. You can't trade RJ because of the poison pill, right? So then you would have to think that it would be Grimes if you trade for LaVine. Now LaVine, like, the thing with LaVine is that his injury history now, right? Last season he was always injured.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to go invest in a guy who's always injured. You don't know if you're going to have him 100% of the time. That's risky business, man.
Yeah. I'm not into it, man. I'm really not feeling that. Tear it down.
If he
Start
if
over.
he didn't get injured, I could somewhat get behind it, but he is an all-star. He can score. The injuries, though, is what concerns me.
Yeah.
He did play 67 games, but even when he came back from injury, he was not himself in some of those games.
This team needs a star from the draft, man. That's it. They got to get lucky in the draft and try to pluck out a superstar. You got to tear it down, man. Tear it down. There's not too many game changers in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not too many game changers in the league. You know, you want to bring in a Levine? I don't know, man. I just say tear it down, bro. Tear it down, man.
It's not. You know, he's definitely no Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah,
but
tear it down and put the fatigue zone.
I'm just curious. Not saying I want it. I'm not saying I want Zach LaVine here. I'm just curious what the price is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would check on the price, but the Bulls won't draft. They won't draft. They got to get back into the draft.
Yeah, that team stinks.
That team stinks. We knew this. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you trade for Zach LaVine. Can you build a better team than what they have right now?
Probably not. Because he's not in that upper echelon of, look, he's not Giannis, he's not Jokic, he's not any of those guys. I mean, look how great of a season they had last season. Yeah, they lost Lonzo. DeRozan was just otherworldly.
Yeah.
And they still get knocked out of the first round.
Right.
So
they had no bench depth. Pat Williams they got on the bench now. He hasn't really taken a step. They're pretty stuck.
Fourth overall pick.
Yeah, they're pretty stuck. C. Marshall, LaVine makes 40, 43, 46, then 49 million on the extension.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, not really winning.
Yeah.
Not winning with that option.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of that.
If the Knicks, he would be a good last player that you need. You know what I mean? You need another player. That's who he is. You need another player that can score, that can give you some impact. That's Zach LaVine. Is he that guy that you pair up with Randall and Brunson? No. I mean, I was out here thinking that not even a Brunson, Mitchell, Randall team takes it that far. But LaVine definitely isn't going to even match that type of output.
Right.
So
he should go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
He should go to the Lakers. If I was yeah, if I was the Lakers, I would look at, because Lakers are picking up steam right now, bro. And it's all relying on a healthy AD, which is, you need a lot of luck there. But
a lot of luck.
Yeah. They got it. Because they are at that point where they got to figure out, are they going to go all in on this thing? Or are they going to peel it back? Lakers should make a call. 2027 pick. And a couple of youngsters.
That'd be an interesting team.
Yeah.
A lot of personalities.
Yeah. I think that would be interesting.
Westbrook, LeBron, AD, LaVine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of personalities on that team. I don't know if that would work, but hey.
I think it could.
I don't know.
He wants to be a champ. You got to fall in line. It's LeBron's team. You know what I'm saying? It'd be interesting. All right. Good show, man. Let's wrap it up. J Boogie, let's go.
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Blessings, blessings, and health, and happiness to everybody. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Way to run down the ending of this 2022. We trying to get to the 23. We all trying to say goodbye to this year. But before I even go any further, I want to send my condolences out to any and everybody up to the heavens that lost somebody through this cancer. We pray and let them know that we miss you. And anybody that's going through it as it is right now, we pray that you not only go through it, but you get through it. We pray for you all. I just wanted to share that with y'all. You know, they say, you
90
know, when you leave
seconds.
a home, you want to leave. Come back, they feel great about greeting you when you come back. That's how I feel about these last 2 wins. I needed these 2 dubs because I'm a full loyal, respectful fan to the New York Knicks. I need them to feel good about getting ready to go on the road. And yeah, I'll be in the door waiting on when they get there Friday. I'll be in that Charlotte game, hooping and hollering, waiting for us to try to figure out a way to get another way, make that 3 in a row. I love my squad to the fullest, but I got a question to ask anybody that's a New York Knicks fan, and I got a question to ask anybody that's a New York Giants fan. And the question is this: do you think the New York Giants fan, which I am a New York Giants fan, dying to my heart too, I feel like I don't want us to go to the playoffs? No, I want us to get to the playoffs. I don't sit there and hope we don't go to the playoffs, hope we get a draft pick, but we do that with the New York Knicks. That's something I do not know and understand. And we do the same thing with the New York Jets. You know what I'm saying? They Jet fans, they want to see them go to the playoffs. You know why? Because they're working hard and they deserve that. I want to see the New York Knicks get to the playoffs. But if we don't make it to the playoffs, I want them to fight hard and go down swinging. And if they don't go down swinging and make it to the playoffs, at least they, you know what I'm saying, they lifting up, you know what I'm saying, some players that could be traded with their value. So both sides of the table, you got to be winning games. I don't want to be losing games, you know what I'm saying. You got to win games to win to move forward, or you got to win games to bring us great value. And that's what I want for our team, to fight hard each and every night and lay it out on the table, you know what I'm saying. That's what that's what you cheer for every night. That's what you pull for. That's what you put your money in. That's why you buy them logos. That's why you buy them jerseys. That's why you buy them hats. But you to sit there and say, yo, I don't want to win, you know what I'm saying? Please, everybody, let's continue on hoping that we go in the right direction, man. We die-hard Knicks fans, man. They need us to get behind them, to support them, to push them, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to support them and push them, stop talking bad about the team, you know what I'm saying? And move out the way for the ones that do feel good, that want to get somewhere with our squad, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? One more thing I'm going to say, for those that want entertainment, yeah, the J Boogie pulling up for 3s on each and all platforms. And I'm going to drop again in February. When I drop again in February, I'm not putting none of these songs on that next album. I'm not going to steal from the people. I don't do that. I got whole new material, but I'm just taking my time with it because I want the Knicks to pop off, and that'll be better for them and better for us, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to see you all at the Charlotte game. God bless you to everybody. Continue to have, you know what I'm saying, a blessful evening. God bless you. I hope everybody deserve everything they need to get for Christmas. Do something for your kids. Make them feel happy. Make them feel appreciated. That's the smile you're going to get on your face, to knowing that I work hard and my kid is there and they receiving all the gifts in there and all the glory that they want, so they can go out and play and share with their kids. Salute, salute, salute. And their Christmas bonuses out there. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's.
Let's go. J Boogie closes the show with some optimism, man. He's true orange and blue. So there you go, man. Great show tonight, everybody. Great show, TM. Great show, all the mods. Great show, Chuck. Keith and Claire, Shells, all the mods, man. John Talento never misses a show. Great show, Gamba, Tyler, Jared, Alex, JD. Everybody, man. Knicks win easy, 113-89 over the Hawks. Let me shout out some of the super chats that are coming. Boxing Fan 189 says trade RJ and Cam for a first-round pick and a first-round pick for DeRozan. Jamaica Queens 22 says, say it with your chest, Big Al. I guess she was talking about your Randall 10 rating. Ryan Animal Chuck D, $10 super chat says, gonna be exciting and every game is gonna be muddy. Defense and ugly ball. Cam was throwing shade on both teams tonight. He's gone. Evan and others. NBA coaches can't coach 10 to 12 rotations, Tibbs included. Pluckster says, Mitch with 0 fouls makes me happy. Hashtag development. Yeah, Mitch is he's locking in, man. He's settling into his own out there, man. Look good. Look good. Young Kobe again says, too many friends on this team, and we definitely in the friend zone. We the ugly friend with the nice body. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Wave Chappelle. Leon Rose has been stockpiling. Oh, this was the other night. Okay. So great show, Al. When's the next game, man? I got off the flight. I'm still trying to catch up. Friday?
Friday, good sir.
Friday? Against who?
Yes, sir.
Charlotte.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there it is, man. We'll see you guys Friday in Charlotte. Remember that the show's presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Enter promo code KFTV for 20% on plus free shipping. Also, Prizepicks is back, ladies and gentlemen. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Go to Prizepicks.com. Enter promo code KFTV for a 100% instant match on your deposit of up to $100. Also, remember that the show is available in audio podcast format, man. So if you miss it on video, you can always catch it in audio podcast format, all the major podcast platforms, no problem. And that's it, man. We'll see you guys on Friday night. Knicks in the QC. J Boogie in the building representing. We out of here.